Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss some programs of your experiment number one. But before that, some group activity or the activity which is given to each and every individual student to perform it as the prerequisite of the subject. As we know, the prerequisite of the subject is your C program and Java program that we have already discussed in the introductory part of the subject. So here as the group activity 1, we are going to perform some program based on these two languages to cover the prerequisite of the subject. And these are the set of the questions which are given here from your question number 1, like write a program to perform manual driven arithmetic operation, to the last one, that is your 10th question, write a program to find the largest and the smallest element of an array. These are the 10 questions where each and every individual students will pick up one question and solve it into the C language as well as in Java language both in this session. And they have to show me the output. I will allow you to share the screen. Through the share screen, you should display your output. Then, who will take which questions? As per your roll number, you will consider that will be your question. For example, 51, it will take the first question because at unit place of 51 there is 1. So, question 1 is your aim. 451, 452, 2, 453, 3, 454, 4, then 55, 5, then 56, 6, then 457, 7, then 458, 8, then 459, 9, then 460, it is your 10th question. Once again from 71 to 80, it will go ahead 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In this way, you are going to solve this question in both the programming languages C as well as in Java. For example, for the first program, write a program to perform manual-driven arithmetic operation. You have to solve it by using C as well as by using the Java both. Hope you have understood these questions. It is also available on the Moodle here under the section of your practical. Whenever you will see that practical or lab work, first is given as list of experiment, then online compiler link is also given. The student, those who are not using the system or the personal computer, they are using only the mobile, they can go into this particular link to execute your online Python compiler program. In the similar way, there is also a online C as well as the Java compiler available on the same link. You have to go and click there the languages. In many languages, these online compilers are available. Those I have the PC, as we have discussed in the last lecture. I have showed down or explained you the entire steps for the Python installation. Here the link is for latest version 3.8.7 for 32-bit as well as for 62-bit. For both these Python software is available. You click and install it, and the installation steps is already discussed or they explained in clearly in the last lecture. At the same time, the PPC is also available on the Moodle. Here you can go there and see it also, those who missed it, that installation Python for the Windows. So I hope everyone is ready with the Python installation. Now further ahead, we are going to complete or we'll going to do the some part of the program of your experiment number 1, and the aim of this program is defined as write a program or explore the basic data types in Python. Here we have to cover the various data types, like for example string, set, tuple, list, and dictionary. These are the most important data type in Python. which are used in mostly most of the operations. So those who are working on the Python, they should be aware with the set, they should be aware with the tuple, they should be aware with the list, they should be aware with the dictionary. These are the four more important data types. So which will be used in the further chapters also whenever is required. So here we are going to discuss in the practical in this session as well, whereas in the lecture also we are going to see it in the detail. So first we have to write a program on string, then program on set, then program on tuple, then program on list, then program on dictionary. And many more theoretical part is also covered here. You have to go throughout this entire uh, manual of your experiment number one, where you will get into the details along with some examples, along with many more methods belongs to your string, then belongs to your list, then belongs to your tuples at the same time for the dictionary and then set. There are many more methods are available and it is given here. So you have to read out this experiment number one, so you come to know that what are the different types of the methods which are used. So now here our first aim of the program which we are going to write in the program or Python. First program, write a program in Python to find the frequency of a given character in a string. But before that, we will this is our first practical for the Python. So here we are going to see how to open, where to write a program, etc. We have already covered in the last lecture as well where to write a program, how to write a program. Go to the start. Then here you have already installed your Python software. Here 3.8 is given. You can see it on the screen. Screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Python 3.8, you have to click it on here. The first one is your IDLE Python, which is given as 3.864-bit. You have to click it on. Once you will click it on, the IDLE shell will be open where you can interpret or you can write your program. It may take some times for loading it. So here now the shell is open. Now at this part you can write your program. Here 3 greater than symbol is available, right? So here line by line you can write a code. For example, in the last lecture we have done the program of addition of two numbers. So here we can write it as x is equal to 10. We'll press enter. Then we want to know, for example, what is the value of x. You can also press the x. So it will give you the uh, output as 10. Similarly, you can write a value of y is equal to 10. At this point, you want to know the value of y, so it will be 10 is displayed. Whenever I have given the x and y, we are not writing like this one int x. We are not writing like this one. We have already written in C or Java. We are not writing like this one. Yeah, we are only writing the variable and value. The compiler of your Python already knows which data type you are using. Suppose now you have given z is equal to x plus y. Z is equal to x plus y. You want to see the summation. So here what it is given as z is equal to x plus y. X is not defined. Why? Because we have taken the capital one. Y we have taken the capital one. But now here we are doing it in the lowercase letter. So it also distinguish the variable either in the uppercase or lowercase. So you should keep a track of it. For example, once again I will write z is equal to x plus y. Now, whenever you will press a Z, you get the output. So here, whenever you are writing anything, you want to see the status of single or the individual statement, then you can write it in your IDLE shell where line by line you can write a code and you can see to it. For example, now I have given x is equal to 20 once again. So what will be the value of x right now? 10 or 20? You go there and check it. Now the current value is 20. Suppose you want to see what is the data type of your x, you can write it as the statement type followed by your variable in the brackets, press it enter. So it will give you the data type as int. So here the compiler always give with the help of that type that what is the data type of it. For example, once again you have written as 45.54. Now you want to check what is the data type of this one. Once again you have to write type X and press enter. So it gives now float. So that way there is no need to write the data type, the compiler knows. So whenever you want to know what is your data type, if you have forgot, then you can use that type command to find out what is the data type of the particular variable, right? So but whenever you write a complete program, here the value of X is directly printed. But whenever you write inside your program, that complete program, you have to write the print statement to print a value. Print, then followed by a variable and X, which you want to display. So by using this one, you can print. In this way, you can individually execute your single statement. Now, suppose you want to write your complete program at one place. So here you have to go to the file, then select your new option, new file. Whenever you'll select a new file, here window will be open, and now here you can write your entire program, right? So once you have written your entire program here, then you have to go into the file, and then after going to the file, you save your file. What will be the extension of your file? We have discussed in the last lecture as well. The extension of that Python file will be .py. So now, for example, I have this program. I will take it as this one. Now here I have written this complete program, right? So once here you have written the complete program, then what happens? You have to go into the file and then go into the save as option. Then after going it, the procedure is same. Whenever you want to save your Java program, similar procedure is that you have to select a folder where you want to save your program or file. For example, if you want to save it in the D drive, you should go ahead with the D drive, and then here you write down your file name .py. For example, your program one p1 .py in this way, and then save as. You can save your file to a particular point. So here you have understood how the file is to be saved. Yes. So now we have saved this file already. It is available. Suppose you want to see to it. Whenever you will open the folder where the file is to be saved, you can see that the name of the file is count character and the type of file is your Python file. So here it is already saved. Now we are going for the first practical of your Python program. Hope this part is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If anybody is having any doubt, please feel free to ask. This is your first practical, so you should be able to understand or differentiate where to write a program, what is shell, etc. Similarly, one more thing which I want to tell you, suppose here you are doing many things on the shell. If you want to save it, go to the file and then save as. So it will save your entire shell operation also into one file. Now here the first aim of the program is write a program in Python to find the frequency of a given letter in a string. So what is the aim of the program? The aim of the program, you have to accept a string, first thing. Then you have to accept the character, second thing. Then you have to check this character occurs how many times in your string. For example, directly I am running. After that, I will give the explanation of it. For running, we have to go into the run or run mod. Then in the run module, once again here, whenever you click on run module, the IDLE shell window will be open where the output is to be displayed. The new shell window is open here, and at this point you have to execute your program. So it asks enter a string to count a character. For example, I am giving this is Rizvi College of uh, Engineering, right? Then it will ask enter a character to count from this string. For example, if I have given E, so it will count how many times E occurs, 4 times, college 2 times, and engineering 2 times, or 4 times, right? So here we have understood what is the aim of the program. Now we'll get back to the statement. For example, we know that to print a comment, anything as the comment, we have to use the hash symbol that will be treated your first statement as the comment. Second is your print. Print command is used to print anything onto the output console, and if it is written inside the double quotes like Java, it will be treated as your string. For example, if you want to check it here, you can check it here also, line by line code of it. So here you'll get that enter X for the exit. Now similarly, if you want to accept input from the user, the command for that is input. Here it is given as input. So here the command for accepting the input is your input. And after that, if you want to display anything inside that, before that input, what you want to display to the easiness for the users, you have to write it here. So here we are writing as enter any string to count the character, and it will be initialized into one variable as string. So whenever you will execute this program, it will ask for the input from the user as your string. So once again, whenever you enter it, it will ask for the input string. You have to enter it. This is Rizvi, College of Engineering, right? You have entered it. So basically this command works. Then if and else part is same. Likewise, you have done the if and else in Java. There is similar the if else statement in Python as well. If condition, then the statement you want to execute under if, then in the else part there is a condition for it. Now here, suppose there is no curly bracket, indentation is to be used. So the command for it, for example, for the indentation, how it comes. Suppose you are writing if string is equal to x, right? Because we have treated as x for the exit. So suppose string user has entered x, so there is a colon. After every if, there should be a colon. There should not be a curly bracket, colon. So whenever the colon is to be used, it will consider that there will be the some sort of statement which should be executed after string is equal to x. So whenever you will press it enter, you can see it here. The sum gap is there, right? This gap is nothing but the indentation which are automatically taken. So here you will write a code of it, open in close bracket, right? Similarly, for example, here also, if you write it as onto the console, onto the editor, where you're writing a program, if string is equal to x, enter once again. Now you automatically it will give you the indentation. So don't press back if you want to write anything. After the colon, if you press, automatically it will give you the indentation mark, right? So hope you have understood this part. What is indentation? Suppose you have written it here. Once again, I'm deleting it. Then now you want to go to the else part. So do not write it here. If you write anything here, it will be considered as part of your if statement. So go out of this one for the else, right? Here also. Sorry. Once again, if you have written any statement, you want to similarly write it here onto the new line. Once again, first thing you have to type, otherwise second thing cursor, you bring back your cursor onto that statement and print enter. It will automatically come to the same way as previously you have written. Now here you write it. Now here you write it. For example, else you have written once again colon. It will give you the indentation right now. You can see the indentation mark just below the exit. It is given it to you. Now here you can write it the statement. This statement you can write it. Hope you have understood the indentation marks. And after the cat, once again we want to accept the character. The way of accepting the input is same input. We want to display to the user that enter a character to count the uh, from the above string, and it will be stored into the char, right? And after that, value. Now we want to store the data or count. For that purpose, the count method is already available in the string, belongs to the string. So we are directly using that count method. String is your input. String dot count, it will count from the string. What it will count inside a bracket, you should give the character. So character will be counted and it will be stored into the value variable. And after that, we are printing total is equal to value. The value is to be displayed. Right. One more thing which I want to say to you. For example, here we are not bothering about this statement which I want to say it right now here. I want to say it, for example, if you have x is equal to inside the double quotes, suppose I have written string, right? So what is the data type of it? Can anyone reply? What is the data
String.
type of x?
String.
String, right? So suppose example, I have to check type x. Now it gives the class as a string. Now suppose I have taken x is equal to c, right? Now what is the data type of it? Anyone reply?
Character.
Correct.
Character, right?
Character.
Okay, let's check it is character or not. No. So it will be considered as string, not a character in Python. Clear हुआ? आपने string लिया है तो भी string है, आपने character लिया है तो भी string है. There is no character data type in Python. So it will be considered it as the string. This is the point which I want to show it to you. Even by the Java, those who are having the knowledge of the Java, they know that inside the double quotes it will be treated as string. Inside a single quote, single character, it will be treated as the character. But in Python, it will consider both it as the string data type. Hope this is clear to everyone. Do you want to ask any questions? Do you have any doubt?
No, sir.
No, na? You start executing your program. I will call any number or any roll number. They have to show me the output. So should I stop the sharing right now? Anybody is having any doubt? Sazia, is that clear? Okay. So now you start executing your first program. सब लोग अपना camera on कर दो. Turn on your camera. So now there should be an interaction. Everyone turn on your camera. It is mandatory to turn your camera, otherwise it will not be marked as your attendance. Everyone should turn on your camera to mark your attendance that you are present or not. If you are not turn on your camera, it means you are not present. until and unless you have the certain issues. Now you start executing your experiment number 1, that is program to count the frequency of a given character in a string. Fahad Hashmi, Faiz Siddiqui, Umair Khan, Gupta Shivam, Zaid, and Surya Mansoor.
Sir, sir, it's showing. Sir, hello,
Yes,
sir.
yes, Umair.
Sir, it's showing me unable to switch on the camera. It's showing me the message.
So you are installed other add-on on your system, or you are
No, sir.
using the laptop.
In cell phone, in phone.
But in phone it is working. You check it. Gupta Shivam, Rohit Bale, Fahad Hashmi.
Sir, it's showing the message. Please allow the Zoom to access your camera from device setting. But I am checking out in device setting. There is nothing option is there.
If you go to the video option, there will might be some setting related to your camera. So there will be a there will be a something they will give. You have to select that particular camera. Select a camera option will be there under that set video
Okay.
onto the Zoom. आपको टर्न ऑन कैमरा रखकर आपको अपना प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट करना है. जोया मंसूरी, जैद कुरैशी, गुप्ता शिवम, फैज सिद्दीकी. Now I will take the attendance manually, those who are on the screen. Gupta Shivam, no.
हेलो सर.
Yes, yes, now it's fine.
सर
Yes, Rahul.
सर हम लोग एग्जिट की जगह पे ब्रेक यूज कर सकते हैं.
ब्रेक यूज कर सकते हैं बट वो ब्रेक कर देगा स्टेटमेंट. हाँ, you can use it, but don't use it. I will tell you the break, then after that you use it. One more thing, if you want to exit it from that shell window, write down the exit, open and close, then press enter. You can come out of that shell window also. Fahad Hashmi, are you there?
Actually, I was executing the program on mobile. That's why the video was off.
Okay. Once you will complete this execution of this program, I will allow or I will call any student to share the screen. Then you have to share it. Faiz Siddiqui, are you executing? No problem, Fahad.
Sir,
Yes.
hello, sir. If
Yes, Salim.
while executing the
Yes.
program in ideally, so
Uh,
if the error is come, so how to continue after that? If the error is come, like
you have
the
made a
system
single
is
file.
down.
आप अपना बैकग्राउंड का इस तरह काम करो. सलीम,
Yes, sir.
आपने एक सिंगल प्रोग्राम लिखा है
Yes,
पूरा
sir.
पूरा सिंगल प्रोग्राम लिखा
Yes, sir.
और
Yes,
सेव
sir.
किया उसको आपने.
Sir,
What
सेव
is
नहीं
the
किया
error?
सर, वो एरर बीच में आ गया.
नहीं
One
नहीं,
second.
सेव करो. आप पहले पूरा प्रोग्राम लिख के सेव करो.
Okay.
But you should
Okay.
take care of the indentation. Yes. Everyone, you should write your program or type your program. Why I am saying it? Then only you comes to know the problem of indentation. If you only just take a copy of the statement for anywhere and directly executing, so you will be unable to understand the indentation concept. But once you will type it, definitely you are going to understand the indentation and how it will be resolved. If you will type it properly, for example, if string is equal to x, then colon, press enter, the indentation will automatically come. Do not use the backspace, do not use the space bar. You write down statement, continue it. Once the session get over, once again, after the break of 5 minutes, you have to log in onto the same ID and password. That break is only given for you to execute the program and you should be ready with the output. In the next session, we will go for the next program on the list. If anybody got the output, then you replied in the chat box. Fahad Hashmi got the output. Okay. Fahad, in the next session, I will allow you to share the screen. I want to show your see your output. Fahad, are you executing